Okay. Good evening, everybody. It's Mike. This is our SubscriberNet webinar for the 26th of April. How is everybody doing out there? So this has been a wild, wild market. As always, guys, this webinar is about you. Any questions you have, anything you specifically want to go over, this is the place to do it. So, hey, Digby, how are you? What I can tell you is this, seeing some interesting stuff. I was on a show on Monday. You remember I was on that show, and everybody said, "Where do you think the market's going to end?" And I'm the only idiot that set up. I'm not right yet, but I'm getting closer. After 2 days ago, I thought there was no chance in hell. So let's talk a little bit about today's action. If you guys have questions, throw them out there. So first off is this. The one thing I did not like about today at all, well, two things. One was very, very light volume. This today felt like algos. Light algos just pushing the market up, no real buying, just no selling. And my one worry is they're setting us up for another sell-off. I'm not trying to say about that. I try to bring things to your attention that are coming to my mind when I'm watching the market and seeing things. And with no volume into this, the big guys weren't buying. Now the good news, if the big guys weren't buying and this market takes off, they're going to chase, and the chase will be on. But it kind of feels like they're just letting the algos and retail push things up so they can sell into it. We'll see. Hope I'm really wrong there. Really do. The other thing is the flow today almost all was around still earnings names, right? Almost all around earning names other than one or two individual names, which we'll go into here. So that has me a little bit worried. The other thing going on is this: the banks cannot get going. For 2 days now, they put good money into buying them down here, and we're not getting anything. We can't get going. And I really feel the banks need to participate if we're going to get a real rally at this point in this market. We need to see them. They've been lagging down here now for a long time, right? We've been basically doing nothing now for the better part of a half a year at this point. So just some things, these are some random thoughts that go into my head. I like the banks. I think they're in a great position here, but I'd like to see them get moving at this point. Okay. So that said, what do we have going on overnight? So did anybody here take my trade, my lotto trade that I decided on at the very end of the day? Jim, you did. You did, Mark. Did you look? Oh, fingers crossed this holds, guys. Fingers crossed this holds, right? Nice little thing. So I didn't like anything. It was funny because I kept looking. I'm like, no, I don't like this. I don't like that. And then I'm like, oh, NVIDIA. If Intel knocks it out of the park, awesome. Now we're in these things. I'm in them at 55, so I assume you guys can't be that far off. Right now, we're set to open $3 higher. If this holds, this is either going to be a double or a quad easily. So that's what to look for here on this. Sorry, Digby. I did it. It was a little late. It was in the last 20 minutes or so that I decided on it. And hey, Chris. And the problem was I was looking for something I thought could move big, and I was having a hard time finding anything I really liked out there. Does that make sense? Like, I don't like to just throw monies away in a lotto. I like a chance that we can get a big winner. One of those that goes 4, 5, 10, 11 times. And then NVIDIA jumped into my head. So when we look at this tomorrow, right now we're gapping up over the 21-day, and the next stop would be 330. If we can get through that and Intel and these stuff keeps going, look for the 50-day 335. That would be a beauty if it did that. So one level at a time, right? Okay. The important thing on tomorrow morning is it's a lotto. If you have a profit in it, don't let it go run red at that point. No reason to let it go red on you at that point, right? But these things are designed by choice to lose them or take it and make money. So we don't feel bad about losing it. We don't sit there and worry about it. We don't sit there and stare at it. So we keep them small. So we like that. So tonight, Amazon, beast mode. I mean, this thing is off the charts, nuts. I mean, just in fuego. All right, new all-time high here after hours, running good. Intel blew it out of the water. You didn't think this could? They did. Great earnings, looks great. The one that did not, oh, wait, never mind. Call's going on. That's why I always say wait for the call. Look out. That'll act some more points. Qs are going to gap up huge tomorrow, guys. We're going to get a massive gap up in the Qs tomorrow. Massive gap up in the Qs because there's no real technology reporting in the morning. It's all here. So right now, tomorrow, you should be looking for names to play off of all this. Thinking about names like Google and Netflix and Twitter and Facebook and Micron and Avgo. Avgo, that weekly call sweeper, he came in looking for this. So these are different types of names we could see running tomorrow. Micron, man, Micron. So big stuff to go on. So did you guys see my recap? I lost money on Micron today. I lost more than I should have because I was being an idiot. And I want to show you understand why I did it because this is how we all learn, right? I chased this candle, and I don't usually chase, but I was bored. And I saw the volume, and I was so anxious for a break over 50. I chased it with 1,000 shares at 50.10. And instead of putting a stop in, I sat there and got emotional with it. And what happens when we get emotional with something? I'm like, oh, it's going to be okay. It's just kind of waffling here. So I took like a $280-something loss on this, which still green on the day thanks to very big wins on Netflix, but not a happy camper. Moral of the story is let the freaking damn candle close, right? Even on this volume, let the damn candle close. Make sense? Trying to teach something if you're looking for a scalp. That said, Micron's in a good spot here long if it can get going. So that's my teaching of the day. Let the damn candle close. Or put a stop in and respect it. Don't let it go below it shouldn't close back below that point, right? Okay. What else today? Starbucks reported they did not report well. They're down. X guidance was weak, right? So that'll weigh on the steel names. Let's talk about MGM. Okay. MGM, the call buying today was off the hook. And I don't even know how to describe off the hook. We haven't seen buying like this in a name in I don't know how long. So if you look at what went on, these Mays, most of these, well, that's new. That came in late. That opened. May 30 calls. That opened. Those I thought closed. Those I thought were closing. I thought some of these were closing too, but now that I see the volume, they may not have. Very hard to read. A lot of the stuff they were doing was getting filled on the bid, but that was because of what was going on. They were sweeping on the down moves, and they were able to get great pricing because they were sweeping on the down moves. Does that make sense? They weren't sweeping these moves up. They were sweeping the down moves. They might have, Noel. Where's my thing? There it is. Look. Okay, look, we got June. We got some buying that showed up late into June. Nothing in July for some reason, then August. Look at this. Look at this buying. This is unbelievable. Yeah, buy when it's falling. You get filled on the bid. Better off. You're exactly right. SMH, we'll take a look at in a second, Digby. I see your note over there. Filled on the, look at this. And then if that wasn't enough, they decide to start going out. Hey, let's grab some December calls. And what the hell, let's go out to January. What the hell, why not? So insane buying here. I took some finally of the 33s of August. We'll see how these goes. Hello, Eula, welcome. Richard, Noel, Robert, if I missed saying hi to you, welcome, guys. By the way, if anybody doesn't like this software, let me know. Otherwise, I'm purchasing it over the weekend. If anybody having issues with it or it's not working well, let me know. But seems to be really safe, really good for everybody and doing exactly what we wanted here. And I get the real-time interaction with you guys, which is great. Digby, you can join me on the feed off the Twitter, the posts from there anytime you want. Okay, so I like this. Nice blood name. I don't know how long we stick with it, but if this thing pops tomorrow back into the Bollinger Band, maybe we take a little bit and see where it goes from there. I love the buying, massive buying. Good, Chris. I love hearing that. SMH. So there was protection, a lot of protection into that. It's going to pop here on Digby on the Intel beat and with the names moving up. A lot of this was protection here. It's a decent spot to get going off the 200-day. I don't think this run, for what it's worth, is over in the semis. I just think they're at a play here right now for the short term. This Intel beat could get them going again. Okay, so that's something to watch for. Oscillators moving quickly. We can see we're good here. One thing I will tell you today is that we came in today this morning set up for a short squeeze, and by the end of the day we were overheated already. Okay, so we're getting these violent moves in the indexes on this little light volume move and just moving it, and sentiment is quickly switching back and forth from bullish to bearish, right? I really don't think this market knows what it wants to do. I continue to think that, hey Digby, how are you? How'd you like this? A little better? I continue to think that this market is still trying to figure out what it wants, and it's really just consolidating this MIG move. Again, I keep going back to this long 5-year chart, guys, where we have just consolidated. Remember this long area we chopped around in here forever before we got the move higher all of last year? Just kind of feels like we're heading up. It's just a more volatile, choppy zone here right now, okay? But we're looking okay. We're holding where we need to, and that's what's important. And right now, until it breaks it, the 200-day remains support, remains places to try longs. All right. What else? KSU today caught lots of call buying. I posted that to you. They came back onto the July 125s and the June 20s today. They're playing this for NAFTA. They're waiting for a NAFTA move. So if you're still in there with me, I'm holding it. What'd I do this week? I sold my will up 50% on 1,000 shares from 26 to 40 something. I got out. That was a nice couple month swing. I'm done with that. I sold my rig options this week. I got out of those for a nice win, and I covered my common with the May 13s. And what that does for me is, if the stock goes up and it closes over 13, I get paid $13.40. And if it drops, say, I take in the 41 cents in credit, and helps offset any losses that the stock hits going into earnings next week. I also closed almost all, but not quite all, of my TBT yesterday, from 30 up to 39. I think I got it at 39.10. I will buy this back again at some point. One thing I did learn yesterday by being on that one webinar, I forgot this, is TBT, you pay 6% per year is about the cost of sitting in it. So if it's not on the go, there's no reason to sit in this thing. It's time to get out. So I took my profits. I'm out, and I'll look to revisit this because I don't think this move in bonds is done. It's coming down. Just got a little bit extended, and we're getting a little bit of an oversold rally. We'll see how far they take it, and we'll try it back from there. What else today? Yes, I hear you, sweetie. OSTK is trying to bounce down here a little bit today. No real power, but it was up. I did notice that. Disney's trying to get its act together, but not really doing much. It's really all about tech. Now, tomorrow we have a lot of energy names, right? We have Chevron, we have ExxonMobil. So ExxonMobil going up after hours, still pushing highs here. So watch these names. A lot of these energy names, earnings have been good, but not great, but we're getting late reactions. Chris pointed out that COP today went up. Nice call out there, Chris. And VLO. It's hard to want to be long a lot of these energy names way up here, but scalping, yes. Big time trades here, I don't know. I hope they're not going to let oil run away here. If oil starts to, my one worry is that if oil starts to get above 70 soon, it's going to cause pain again in this market and for companies. So, it's a two-edged sword here. We don't want this to go nuts. What questions do you guys have? What are some things you'd like me to look at? So what do I look? So Chris is asking, when do I look for to add to a position when it's down? So the first thing I do is I go and I look at it and I say, is my thesis still intact? Okay. Oh, Jim was asking. Sorry. Jim's asking that. Sorry about that, Jim. Wrong word. Um, First thing I ask is my thesis intact? Well, it is. It still hasn't broken this long side, oops, wrong sideways this consolidation period, right? It's still holding here where it needs to. Here's your 200-day. Not as strong today as I'd like it, but I'd like to see it better. Also, we know it's a NAFTA play. It's waiting on news on NAFTA, and they're trying to wrap this up, they said, next week. I don't know if they can, but that would be it. If NAFTA gets done and this doesn't go, Jim, I would be out. If NAFTA gets done and it starts to go, I would add to it. Does that make sense? So my thesis has to remain intact for me to get back into it. And my thesis here still hasn't changed, but I'm not going to add until it starts to move, right? I don't want to add down here for no reason. Well, I don't want to add to a position that is not giving me a reason to get in. I want it to start going. The other thing I do is I'll look at the delta. So when I look at this name, we have a 0.16 delta now. So I'm not thrilled with that, right? What did we pay to get into that? We paid, oh, there's 315. Okay. I told you I went in small in this one because I haven't really been feeling unusual option flow as much as I usually do. So we're down quite a bit on it. But that said, if they really starts to go, I'll probably add to this, at least two of them, maybe more, and maybe add some 110s or 115s around it, depending on what's going on at the time, Jim. Does that make sense? And then treat everything as one trade. Yeah, I have been too, Jim. I was looking to dump it a bunch of times, and I know it's a NAFTA play, and I know we have a lot of time, so I'm trying to be patient with it, right? I'm trying to be patient because patience still hasn't really not hurt this badly in this market as long as you have lots of time. The one name that's I'm still livid at is this one. I read that wrong. A lot of people I know did too. And this guy on this day, which we thought was a call buyer, was a call seller, and he kept selling more and more of it on the way down. So that's why I got out of that one and blew out of that one on the second day quickly. Just so you're aware, so you know what's going on there. Win is any momentum? No. Okay, let me scroll back up here, make sure I'm missing it. Aftermarket. Home Depot. I have no idea, Digby, what was up with Home Depot today. Chris asked me to. You're not the only one. It woke up out of nowhere today. I have no idea. There was no flow into it. I didn't catch anything into it. Nice volume, though. Look at the volume on this. Did low report? No. Haha. USG. It was USG. Does that make sense? Was it USG? Their report, right? Aren't they home building supplies? And they must have said something on the call that made everybody think that Home Depot was going to have good earnings, Digby. I missed it. Oh, wow. I totally missed that. That makes sense. Okay. Yesterday, right? Last night. They reported last night, and the Home Depot went today. Yeah. So the move in Home Depot was today, right? Yep. Okay. EWW. Win had a call buyer yesterday. It's got nothing going on here. It was a small guy, though. I got an eye on it, and I have an eye on all the casinos right now, only because I think that the casinos are still a place we can play. We'll keep an eye on that one. Microsoft, Tris, yeah, Microsoft was down, and then whatever they're saying on the call, they're rocking it. Up big. Whatever they're saying on the call, they're rocking it. Yep, all-time high. Rocking it here after hours. I don't know if they increased their dividend or buyback or something. Hey, fingers crossed for you guys. Listen, just because I don't play earnings, guys, I root for you guys all the time. I'm really excited. You know, it's funny. You look at Amazon, and I was looking at Amazon. I said, what if you had played earnings? What if you'd taken something really, really cheap, right? What if you just said, let me go find something really cheap on Amazon? Well, we're all the way up here. There's nothing really cheap on Amazon right now, the way these things are priced, which is interesting. Um, and the spreads, 50. Look at the spread on this thing, 330 by 620. Yeah, I really want to pay to get into that. What else, guys, can we go over today? What kind of questions do you have? So for me, this market needs to prove it. I can look at this market on the SPY and I can draw up, I have this trend line in there. I could draw another one here. I could say off of this candle, we have a downtrend here too, depending upon how you want to draw it, right? I just try not to make things too messy here. So we could be coming to this. This magic 270 area has been tough. We're kind of bouncing back and forth in here. So for now, we keep playing the action. We watch the flow. The one thing the flow has been good at, it's been telling us where they're playing for that day and telling us where to go on a daily basis, right? Saying here, play there. The one thing this market's been horrible at is giving us follow through. We did get today follow through right off that hammer candle. Nice hammer reversal candle yesterday. That's why I took Netflix long overnight, right? Helped me with that. Reversed up, nice move. Here's your follow through. Now I don't know if we get any follow through here at this point. We'll have to see how this plays out. The other thing to keep an eye on is biotech was trying to wake up today. I don't know, it's a tough sector, but AbbVie rocked it today on earnings after getting beaten up. And AZN's been seeing some flow the last 2 days. It's got to get going for me. This thing's tough. It's worked before, but I don't know. I'm being careful here. Bib was a good call out, right? That thing has rocked it for 3 days now. I don't know how much this one has left either. Yep, IMMU caught some flow. Oh my God, Apron. I saw that news, right? Apron. And then I saw who gave it, and he's one of the largest stakeholders in it. I'm like, oh my God, is that self-serving? Hi, let me go on TV and announce oh wait, wrong one. And announce on CNBC that I think Blue Apron can get bought. How is it's like God. But I mean, yeah, look at this thing at $2. Even this move, right? All it could do is 20 cents, 30 cents. Nuts. Twitter, guys, is just tired. I'm not reading anything into this action. They're just letting it rest after a big move. Maybe it gets going soon. Facebook, we have the gap here, right? Right there, there's a gap. So we'll keep an eye on it. The gap goes all the way up goes to 182, and actually the final fill is 184. I don't know if they want it now, but certainly the way Facebook held in today was better than most of the other earning names. So that's something we'll keep an eye on, because if it wants that gap, it can fly through there. And we know Facebook can move here. It's amazing to me, all of that news, all that bad stuff, and no damage done to that company. And hey, let's give a $9 billion buyback. That'll make everybody happy. Any questions, guys? Any things you want to go over specifically? Going once. Going twice. 3 times. McCue numbers, weren't they last week, Jeff? I don't think McCue numbers are coming up. I thought they were last week. Thought we had those already. They're the same date every month. I think they're like the first or the second Thursday of the month or something like that, or I don't know what they are. Or third, they're always around the same time. Hey, Vinette, great software. You like it? Perfect. GM, let's take a look. I didn't look at the. Oh, nice look, Vinette. Yeah, it did. Absolutely put a hammer candle in at the end of the day. Traded below the low, reversed, came back here and closed on the highs. Engulfed yesterday's candle and the previous day. It had basically engulfed the last 4-day candles. Jeff, I think they're buying it because MGM. Nice look, Vinette. Very nice look, buddy. Why are they looking? Why are they buying it? Because they think it's overdone. They think this reaction was overdone, and maybe they're expecting some news. Maybe they're expecting GM to buy Win, right? That's been one of the rumors out there that GM's going to buy Win, that they're exploring buying Win. I mean, look at Cat yesterday, right? Cat got beat up, all right? And look at the reversal we got in Cat yesterday and a little bit more today. Yeah, X numbers were bad. No, numbers were, guidance was bad. Guidance was bad, Mark. They got it bad. They got it down. This market, they might like the MGM getting bigger, the purchase of Win. When the rumor came out, both stocks went up. See you in the morning, Chris. Have a good night. Listen, this crazy market, just accept that, you know, it is what it is. Listen, you can't ignore all that call buying. You don't go all in, but you can't ignore it all. You just can't ignore that kind of buying today. You know, I'll be checking open interest on that tomorrow, but you can't. If it, and you know, so just to go through, I was talking to my good friend there. She's an option trader too, and we're both kept going. You know, the stock's not reacting to it, but then we said, if you, why would you be selling calls here? Wouldn't you just be buying puts? They don't want Win right now for whatever reason. Win got a small call buyer yesterday. This was the name they wanted. So whatever it is, they wanted this today. All right, guys. Infinity War times. I will see you guys all in the morning. Have a wonderful night, and we'll figure out how. Yep, I know. We'll stay with free. We'll take care of that over the weekend. So have a wonderful night. Everybody get some rest, enjoy, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. It's going to be a big gap up, so just remember that, okay, guys? Cheers. Have a good night, guys.